Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Babe, I don't want you here. Leave. Babe, please. I don't want you to hear me. I get shy. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be juice prepping and I want to show you guys how I do my green juices. I do different types of green juices, but today I'm doing a simple one just because it's Tuesday night, 9:23 p.m. exactly, and I am tired and I just want to get this over with. So it's fairly quickly, it doesn't take a lot of time. Let me take the bet. It does take a lot of time. But it's all worth it because you prep for the entire week, which is why I love doing this. So I'm going to show you the ingredients first. I did buy spinach, so here's some spinach. I have a cucumber, and then I have 2 grapefruits, which I already peeled, but I have 2 of them. I have some celery, 2 green apples, and then I have some parsley. So it doesn't matter where you start as long as you start somewhere. So I'm leaving the grapefruit at the end because it is messy. So when I do green juices, I typically try to do green juices that are less calories. The less calories, the better. So I'm going to start with the cucumber. Since it is Tuesday, like I've mentioned, I'm only prepping 5 juices for the rest of the week. So I'm only doing 5. So I'm going to start off by cutting the cucumber. I do not know why I do this, to be honest. You just grab like the top and then you do this. My mom has been doing this for quite some time and I just basically do whatever she does. So this is what I do. Apparently it's for the cucumber not to be sour. I don't know if that's true or not, but I do it anyway. So I'm doing the cucumber. I'm going to cut it in little slices, not too thick or not too thin. So I'll basically show you how. So it's sort of like this. It's basically like the thickness of your pinky, pretty much. So I'm going to cut that out. Bella is behind me and she's making lots of noise and playing with her toys, so please excuse her. So I just cut basically everything. And then I usually add 5 per baggie. So if I split this in 5, let's see how many I get. Okay, so I did 5. It's just, what I mean by 5 is like 5 little slices. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. 5 little slices. What I'm gonna do next is I'm going to grab a little pile and I'm going to cut them. And basically it's just small little squares. It doesn't have to be perfect because at the end of the day this is blending. I just cut it in small little squares because when I blend it, I just don't want big pieces to, you know, not blend well. So I just make them as small as possible and it just looks like this. So basically the cucumber is just in little small squares, and then I'll be doing the same thing for all 4 piles left. And then once you cut it, what you can do is you can start putting them in their baggies already. So I'm going to use 4 Ziplocs. And then I'm going to use 1 cup, the one that I'm going to blend tomorrow. So you'll just add the cucumber inside the Ziploc. Okay guys, next is going to be the celery. So I'm using 2 of them. I take off these ends. There was a little tiny one, so I'm just going to use this one too. And basically what I do is I cut the celery in half because they're very thick. And I make them sort of like thin. And I do this for all 3 of them, just to make them a little bit thinner because they are pretty thick. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I am just going to cut them in little squares. It looks like this, and then it'll be cut into little squares. Now that it's in little squares, basically I just grab sort of like the palm of my hand and then I'll add it to the different baggies. Okay, and if you have some extra, just go ahead and pour them into either one. Just as long as you sort of like calculate. I don't have any measurements and I really never use the measurements. I basically just go with all of them being sort of equal the same. Next, we're going to be adding apples. I think 1.5 might be good, but we'll see. So I cut the apple in half. And then I do take the center off, obviously, right? So, and then the same thing, same process. So you'll cut these small as well, small little squares. This is how you would cut them, and basically little squares. Once they are in small squares, you'll basically do the same thing. You add a handful to each little baggie. I did forget to mention, which I'm pretty sure it's like common sense, but make sure you wash all your vegetables and all your fruit before you even start cutting them or anything. Now we're gonna go with spinach. You can either buy like the bag spinach or you can just do like natural spinach. So I just grab a little handful, pretty much your entire hand, and I chop it up. I do cut the tail, so I don't like the tail like inside, so I do cut that off. The rest of the spinach I basically cut so that it can be sort of like in little squares. And then same thing here, I just add a handful of spinach. Once the spinach is done, you only have parsley left and the grapefruit. So pretty much the parsley, I just add a couple of leaves. So it is this one right here. I basically just add 2 little leaves. So pretty much like this. I'll add this much, which is not too much, it's just a little like branch. I do cut the tails, and then that's what is going to go to one. Parsley is actually really good, and you can actually add it in your water around for flavor. And it's really good for you, and it does help with the flavor as well. And then lastly, it'll be the grapefruit. Now the grapefruit, it's great, as maybe some of you already know. It has great benefits and it's really good for you for your digestive system. I do switch up the fruits though. So you can add, pineapple is good, papaya is good as well. I sometimes add mango, which is good too. So I guess it just really all depends how you want it. Lastly, the grapefruit. Now the grapefruit is actually the hardest part when you add grapefruit, of course, because if you add any other fruit, you would cut it basically the same way in little squares. But for the grapefruit, I like to take this peel off. So you peel the grapefruit and then inside you take away the peel because otherwise it will be sour. So I'm just going to peel it and then I'll be adding it to my 5 little sections here. So this peeling process actually is the one that takes the longest. And I love grapefruit, so. Oh my god, this smells so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and peel this real quick. Okay guys, I'm almost done. Even though the video was only like a few seconds, this actually took me almost 10 minutes. It is a little bit time consuming, which kind of sucks, which then again, you can always switch up your fruit. You can do pineapple, papaya, cantaloupe, mango, whatever you would like. So I would just be adding them to each. And then pretty much you're all done, guys. So let me clean this up real quick. Alright guys, I am all done. That actually only took around 45 minutes to finish the cream cheeses, so I'll show you the final product. And basically what you do is you'll go ahead and close the Ziplocs. I freeze the bags and I leave this one on the fridge because this one I am going to blend tomorrow. So basically tomorrow when I come home from work, I will take one baggie and leave it in the fridge. That one will stay the entire night. That's the one that I will blend for Thursday. So that's basically how I defrost them one day before, so that in the morning they're fresh and it's sort of like just easy to blend. Now when I do blend, I do add 8 ounces of water and I do add some ice. I like my juices cold, so I do add ice, which makes it sort of better for me because it's not warm and it's perfect. And 8 ounces of water once again. So yeah, so this is one way to do my green juices. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. And yeah, I hope that you try this out. Let me know any other green juices that you may recommend that you have already done. I would love to hear them. I love to try new green juices. And yeah, I'm excited for you guys to try this one out. Let me know how you like it, and let me know your ideas as well.